Let Russ cook, let Court eat. That is what happened to Russ cook, let Court eat. That is what happened. Russ cook, let Court eat.
Excuses, we're the ones making the excuses for him, and the timing of it, they've had some production.
2nd and 10. Nice catch there. Sutton drops it. It's picked up on the play. Van Ginkel, Wilkins a block. Look at the linebacker go.
Let Russ cook, let Court eat. That is what happened to Russ cook, let Court eat. That is what happened. Russ cook, let Court eat.
Perine the back. Russ moves up well. Crossing pattern right here. Sutton gets by Holland. Punched away. He fumbles again. Miami has got it. Sutton has fumbled for a 2nd time in this one. Kohu got it.
Sean Payton fixing Russ and Ejiro Evero on this defense, we wouldn't be seeing points like this. Clearly, this situation is Manstrosa. I'm appalled by what we watched. I was actually really excited to get on here and see the comments because I cannot believe, I don't think I've ever seen a game with a 70 burger, Cecil. I'm like mind blown. I haven't fully comprehended what I just watched.
Yeah, 2nd most points in NFL history, 2nd most yards, 726 in NFL history, and the first team ever to give up 5 touchdowns passing and 5 touchdowns rushing in one game. I mean, historically bad. And I said it just before you jumped on, Rachel.
So, the Denver Broncos, oh my goodness, the Walmart Generals. The Walmart Generals, man, played a nice, tight, and contested game in Miami. You had Broncos Avenue calling this a trap game for Miami. You had Broncos Avenue saying this game was going to be closer than everyone thought. The only thing I had wrong in my schedule prediction was how bad the ass kicking would be. Never in my wildest dreams would I thought that you would see 70 points, 73 points put up on a team. Because at the end of the game, the Dolphins could have and should have kicked the field goal to break the all-time record. But they didn't because Denver, John Elway in the front office called up Roger Goodell and was like, please don't let them do this to us. Please don't let them do this. And Roger Goodell called the fucking sideline of the Miami Dolphins and said, do not run up that score. And they obliged. The Broncos gave up the most points in NFL history. If the Dolphins wanted to, they could have put up 100 points on this team. Like I said at the beginning of the year, it's a complete mismatch because the Broncos' inside linebackers are slow as shit. Their defensive linemen, you have 4-3 defensive linemen as your outside linebackers, too slow. I mean, all they did was run at the fucking edges all day. Because you have 4-3 defensive linemen as your fucking outside linebackers. Vic Fangio's defense had himself a day, held the Broncos to 3 points. Because in reality, the Broncos, they scored a touchdown. The offense scored a touchdown, yes. But on that play, Mike McGlinchey was holding. So that should have been called back, and it wasn't. So the refs gave you 7 there because they're not calling holding on you guys. The deep ball to Marvin Mims, which put them in field goal range to score 10 points. To score that field goal. There was holding on the tight end on that play. All game long, Mike McGlinchey and Garrett Bowles were out there doing their UFC/WWE tryouts. And the refs were not calling it. And the Bronco fans have the audacity to fucking bitch and moan about one PI call that didn't go their way. I mean, the fucking refs were calling any type of holding on the Dolphins. And the refs gave up because they were like, even we can't stop what's happening. Even we can't prevent the bloodbath. It was inevitable. It wasn't a matter of if, it was a matter of when a team stepped up and kicked your fucking asses. Because all you guys like to do is run your fucking mouths in the offseason. All you are is about PR. All you are is about hype. And like I fucking said before the season started, all the hype in the world, the PR, cannot save you from what's coming. You still have to play against 17. You have to play 17 games against 17 NFL teams. Well, not 17 if you count the division. You still have to line up against an NFL team 17 times, and you're 0-3, and you're in the easiest part of your schedule. What are you going to do, Denver, when you have to play a team like Minnesota? What are you going to do when you have to play a team like the Chargers, when you have to play a team like the Bills on Monday night in Buffalo? If I'm the NFL, flex that off of Monday night right now. Ain't nobody watching that game. The Broncos are going to get absolutely molly-whopped. I hope the Chargers stop fucking around with the Broncos. I hope the Chiefs stop fucking around with the Broncos and actually kick their asses. This game was a statement on a historical, a monumental level. You guys were outclassed, outran, outboxed, out everything. And you unofficially gave up the most points ever. And you fans, you still don't fucking get it. Oh, fire Vance Joseph. Vance Joseph needs to be fired. What is that going to change? The Broncos could have had Wade Phillips or Bill Belichick putting together the greatest defensive game plan ever constructed in the history of the NFL. And they could have had the greatest game plan in the history of the NFL, and it still wouldn't have meant anything because the players on the team couldn't execute it. Because the players on this defense suck. We're already talking about firing Vance Joseph. We're not talking about this firing the scouting department who scouted this dog shit defense. We're not talking about, okay, we'll give it to you. Vance Joseph's the problem. Who's the one who hired him? Was it the front office? Was it the front office who hired him? Why aren't we going after the people who made the decision to hire him? You're talking about fire Vance Joseph. Fire everybody. Not everybody, including Sean Payton. Fire them all. Everybody who has been, everyone from the fucking GM all the way down to the toilet scrubbers. Anyone who has been within 500 feet of John Elway needs to be fired. Fired. And you need to start, and Walmart... hey, Walmart, you need to buy out all these fucking contracts that Elway screwed the pooch on. You need to buy out Cortland Sutton. You need to buy out Tim Patrick, buy out Justin Simmons, buy out Randy Gregory, buy out Garrett Bowles, buy out Mike McGlinchey, buy out Russell Wilson. Everybody. And you need to get rid of these motherfuckers and start the fuck over. What you were thinking keeping this front office around, I don't fucking know, but you need to get rid of everybody now. Do I have any reason to believe that they will do this? No. Because they don't fucking learn anything. Pat Bowlen. This is a disgrace to Pat Bowlen. This is a disgrace to the Bronco fans who grew up with a standard of winning, not the standard of PR, hype, and bullshit. The standard of excellence, winning in championships, died with Pat Bowlen. The Walmart Generals are an absolute embarrassment on a cosmic scale. They fucking suck. And everyone talking about, oh, Russell Wilson's not the problem. Really? Because that offense put up, honestly, without the refs, they put up 3 points all game long. Take away a fucking Marvin Mims kickoff return, and you lost this game 73-10. Take away the touchdown on a holding call that should have been called, but didn't get called because the Broncos pay off the refs. The Broncos pay off the NFL and pay off the refs to not call holding because Russell Wilson's politically connected. If the Broncos were actually held accountable for what they do, they lost this game 73-3. 73-3. The Broncos offense only put up 3 fucking points that didn't result from no calls. The Broncos, Garrett Bowles, Mike McGlinchey holding all game long. All game long. So, how did the Broncos lose this game? Their lack of speed on defense. Their terrible edges because they have 4-3 pass rushers, defensive linemen playing outside linebackers in a 3-4 system. No interior pass rush, no interior anything. No pass rush at all to speak of. Invisible defensive line. Linebackers couldn't cover the middle of the field to save their lives like they haven't been able to. And for all you Bronco fans who are like, if Ezra was still here, this wouldn't happen. Why do you think Ezra left? Because he lucked out last year. The Broncos offense was so bad last year, they only scored 16 points a game. So teams played the Broncos last year knowing, hey, if we score, 17 points, we're probably winning that game. If the Broncos scored more, the other team had no problem moving the ball against that defense at will. The warning sign came against you think the Broncos gave up 50 points to a Baker Mayfield-led offense by accident? Ezra was the coordinator then. What happened then? When they gave up 27 to the Panthers, Ezra was the coordinator then. What happened? When the Broncos went down 27-0 in a blink of an eye until Kansas City was like, all right, we're done. What happened? Ezra was the coordinator then. Because it's still the same player personnel. They suck. Ezra knew that they fucking sucked. And Ezra knew that if he stayed in Denver, he'd be getting the same heat that Vance Joseph is getting right now. Because last time I checked, Ezra didn't leave for a head coaching job. He left for another defensive coordinator job. He wanted nothing to do with this organization. He turned down the interim head coaching job. He had his bags packed after the Rams game. Maybe even before that. Ezra wanted nothing to do with this team. And for all you Denver Bronco fans who shit on Vic Fangio, I hope you know the Dolphins beat your ass because you guys don't know how to shut your fucking mouths about your former head coaches disrespecting one of, if not the greatest defensive minds in the history of the NFL. Absolutely disrespectful, distasteful, shitting on Nathaniel Hackett. You guys lucked out because you're going to play a Zach Wilson-led Jets team, which you're not even guaranteed to beat, but you have 3 more easy games on your schedule. You have the Bears. You'll probably win that one and act like you're back. Why the Denver Broncos are back. Then you play the Jets, which should be an easy game. You're not going to win that one with ease, but you should win it. And then the Packers. And that's it. Those are the three games you have any chance of winning. The NFL's sick of your shit, Denver. They're sick of your shit. And I want to say thank you to the Miami Dolphins. I want to say thank you to Mike McDaniel. Thank you to Vic Fangio. Thank you to the running backs, the offensive line, the wide receivers, the tight end, everybody on everyone in the Miami Dolphins organization, associated with the Miami Dolphins organization. I want to give you a sincere thank you for showing this team exactly who the fuck they are. Showing this fan base who the fuck their team really is. Because I've been telling them, Bucket Man has been telling them, Denver Bronco Mile High View has been telling them who the fuck this team really is. And they tell us we don't know anything about football. Thank you to the Miami Dolphins for putting together a real game plan and showing on a historic level who this team really is. In Broncos Avenue, remember when you messaged me on Instagram taking a victory lap because the Broncos had hired Sean Payton? How fucking stupid do you feel now? I told you we can bet money on the fact that the Broncos will be in the exact same spot. And you didn't want to take that bet. You wanted to block me. Because you knew deep down you didn't believe in what you were saying. You knew what was coming. And one last thing I'm going to touch on. The Broncos hid Justin Simmons. He was not hurt. Justin Simmons was not hurt. The Broncos knew what was going to happen in Miami. They knew. They were watching that film. They were like, oh my God, we have no answer for this offense. And they hid Justin Simmons. Justin Simmons would have been exposed this game. And they didn't even have Jalen Waddle in that game. Could you imagine if Jalen Waddle was playing? I mean, my God, it was already not fair without him. But you're going to have two of the... Yeah. No. Yeah, they hid Justin Simmons because they knew the bloodbath was coming. They knew Miami wasn't there to fuck around. This is what happens, Denver, when the opposite team isn't trying to give you a game like the Raiders. There weren't any blown coverages by the Dolphins to save you this time. The Dolphins' defense wasn't blowing coverages left and right. They weren't shooting themselves in the foot on offense like the Raiders and the Commanders were. It was a 4 quarters of quality football, and you got shown who the fuck you really were. I really want to see what Broncos Avenue has to say. I cannot wait to see what these content creators have to say. But for all you who think it's just a Vance Joseph problem, you still don't fucking get it. You still don't fucking get it. Until they clean house and blow it the fuck up, including Sean Payton, nothing is going to change. Sean Payton doesn't even look like he wants to be here. This man took the retirement money. This man has no interest in building a winning culture in Denver. He knows Denver's a lost cause. He was just like, this team is really stupid enough to throw this absurd amount of money at me, and they hired him. Fuck Denver. Fuck the Denver fan base. And fuck Sean Payton. Marvin Mims, I do owe you an apology because I was very hard on their pick. You've been better than Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton. You've done more than Jerry Jeudy has done in his entire career already. Keep up the good work. The Broncos don't deserve to have you, but keep up the good work. I hope you get out of Denver. I hope you request a trade. I apologize for my harsh words towards you. I was wrong on that pick. I thought you weren't going to pan out. You actually look like you look like you could be something in this league. You just need to go to a different franchise because this organization is dog shit. But yeah, 70 fucking points. 70. Basically, every time they touched the ball, you have Mike White over here taking the top off the Broncos defense. 70? Oh my God.